My name is Sébastien. I'm French, so very much my accent.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. You may the quickest explanation of who I am. If you ever seen the chase sequence in James Bond, I'm the guy who's been chased by Daniel Craig in the opening with. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you to have me here to talk about the Playful City. Very good subject. Today I'm going to explain to you about the history. How do I start it? How do I? Because I'm known as one of the founder of the discipline called Parkour, and we can also Freerunning. And I will explain to you the origin. How did I start? I will explain to you also how do we see the world. And maybe after it's more about what is next, how I see things next. So I started the late 80s with my friend David Bell, if you ever heard about District 13, Banlieue 13, is one of the founders or so. So I started when we were young, I was about 14, and we just used our imagination. So the place where I live was suburb area. Like it's not really like when we say that banlieue, we think about big buildings and stuff like that. It's not really where I grew up. Where I grew up, it was more like I would say 50% grassy area and trees, and 50% like houses and stuff like that. So I would say the beauty is we use our imagination. We did play football, we did play a lot of tennis and everything, but our main thing was to go outside and use our imagination and recreate adventure, because I grew up with comics books and Marvels and stuff like that, and superhero, and in also Indiana Jones. I don't know if Indiana Jones. So with my friend, when we go outside, it was literally okay, watch out, here we go like this. So it was really kind of the mindset, the seed of what we come up with, but we never know we create what we created. So we started like that with my friend. And we just play around, and just the imagination of one and another, we just have to build something. And it's only later on, after many years, some people say, "My God, that's amazing what you're doing. You should show it on TV." And then they film, they record what we are doing, and then bring it on Channel 2 in France. It was a long time ago. And that's how everything started, from the TV. Then after we touched the entertaining world. So I've been from doing a documentary, I don't know if you heard about Jump London, so Jump London, Jump Britain, and so on and so on. But the whole idea was also the relationship between us and the environment. Only now I can explain everything, but at this time it was very like organic. It was just using the environment. So the thing is come a lot with parkour is the risk element. And kind of, is that safe, is that risky, the danger and everything. But for us, we don't see the danger because we started very low, and it's just our abilities make it the way it is now. So the new generation is a bit different because now they've got internet and everything. So there's a lot of showing off. I don't know if you see people going on a crane and just taking a selfie on a crane. We never started like that. The only time I went in a crane, it was on James Bond. Except that, I'm not interested in going to a crane. So it's a completely different generation. But for me, I always say, like, when people see, some people see the wall and they see a dead end, we see the wall and we see opportunities. And that, for me, that's the best definition of what I do. Wherever I go, it's like a child. I'm sure you always see a child in the tube, you know, the bar in the middle. The child just go turn around like this, and nobody told them to do that. It's just in them, and we have this in us. It's a seed we've got in us, and that, for me, that's the seed makes us come up with Parkour. Some people, like, we always credit it to be the founder of Parkour, but we never really created it. It's been here way before us. Like, I'm sure see Buster or Jackie Chan and all that. Everything we do has been here for way before us. We just bring a fashion phenomenon. That's how we see things. But also, I like to also stress the idea of wherever I go, I see box and boundaries. Like, if you think about tennis, it's a square. If you think about basketball, it's a square. If you think about football, it's a square. When we create something, it's always in a box, in a box, in a box, and we always try to make a box. Even when we started with Parkour, my friends, no, it has to be from point A to point B. And because I'm an artist also, and I paint and I draw, I say, yeah, but now we start to limit it, and that's why we start to move to free running. One of my friends said, oh, why don't you create your own thing? So we call it free running. Then he goes to free running, someone said, oh, we call it art beauty placement. And then after more word. But it's a human being to create things again and again. And if you look at, for example, you see martial art, how many types of martial art there is now? There is like plenty of types. So this concept of box for me is always in my head. And I try to encourage people to think out of the box and to always see like how, to try to see like we see. So for me, I can't wait to talk about this idea about play, creativity, what is the challenge we're facing, because not everything is perfect. We have a lot of challenge we're facing, but we always need to see the positive side. So I always say for me, it's like we are as good as our environment. That's something, it's always in my head. And now I've been from the movie, now I've got my academy, so I teach children from 4 to now plus 18, so I think the oldest maybe 17, something like that. We practice parkour. So people have the perception like, oh no, I can't do what you do, because they see the high level, but they don't see how much we can do with parkour, and what we can do for the mind and for the body also. We can talk about this. Now parkour is recognized as a sport now in UK. It's officially a sport in UK. It's just to tell you like to achieve that, it's not just by jumping from one building to another building. We demonstrate the capacity. We allow. It can be a benefit for everyone, and there is a way to educate people with it. So that's it for me. Thank you very much.